even when I'm down. Got my head in the clouds and my feet on the ground. I got big dreams, gonna make them true.
Hey, this is Coach Toby and the Genius Lab, and thank you for joining me today for my podcast. I'm very excited. We're starting a series on claiming your power, and this is based on a workshop that I'm doing on the island of Kauai and in Mount Shasta and some other cool places around the world. And it's also the title of my new book. It's called Release Your Shit and Claim Your Power. And that's what we're all about. And so we're going to start talking about claiming your power and the important aspects about understanding how you work so that you can claim your power in a way that works. You know, I back in the 80s when I was with Nordstrom, we had the Pacific Institute that would come in and teach us about goal setting and all this stuff. And they would tell you, basically lie to yourself. Tell yourself, I am a millionaire, I'm a millionaire. And if you tell yourself that enough times, you will become a millionaire, which is, of course, complete and total absolute bullshit. Because your subconscious mind knows what the fuck is going on, and your conscious mind tries to trick it, and it never works. And the guys that know NLP, that designed NLP and some of these other mind science experiments and research studies, they have come to understand that if the subconscious is not in alignment with the conscious mind, the subconscious will always win. Okay? So the deal is, it's not about tricking our conscious mind to think that we are something we're not. It's about programming our means of thinking in a manner that reprograms our subconscious. And the thing that's interesting about the subconscious versus the conscious mind is, number one, the subconscious can process like 250,000 bits of information per second. I mean, it is incredibly, incredibly advanced, where the conscious mind is very linear, very limited, and it seeks logic. So the other thing that's really interesting is that the subconscious mind does not know the difference between an imagined image and something in ordinary reality, like a physical thing. So if we get clear about what we want and we envision it and we attach feelings to it, the subconscious mind gets on board. So it's kind of exciting because it's not that hard to reprogram the subconscious mind. It just takes absolute clarity, persistence, and consistence. So what do they say? It's simple, but it's not easy. So anyway, what we want to talk about is the conscious mind first. And basically the conscious mind evaluates everything, puts it into logical, making sense kind of patterns, relates it to what you know, taps into the subconscious mind for like, dude, is this okay? Because this is feeling okay to me, and it gets the okay and it moves forward. Logically understanding, patterning, and putting into alignment the things that you are experiencing. Now, the thing about the subconscious mind is the subconscious mind has access to millions and millions and millions of pieces of information. Basically, everything you have ever experienced in your life, everything you have ever heard, everything you have ever said, it knows everything. And it accesses these things. So if you have a situation like like a phobia. Okay, so let's say you're afraid of heights or you're afraid of elevators. Every time you go into an elevator, your subconscious mind, no matter how much your conscious mind goes, I am not afraid of elevators, I am not afraid of elevators, your subconscious mind goes, fuck yes, you are. Because remember when you were 3 years old and you got stuck in that elevator and that guy, really creepy guy that stunk, was sitting right next to you? Yeah, your subconscious does not forget that shit because it wants to protect you and take care of you. So basically what happens is when there's an outside stimulation or an outside stimuli that your conscious mind registers, the subconscious mind immediately takes over, scans all of your files to see what's going on here, realizes, oh shit, when you were 3 years old, you were stuck in an elevator, you were scared shitless, and you had a weird guy in there with you, and it terrified you, so get terrified. And it immediately launches us into a completely illogical response to a current situation based on information stored that has taught you how to respond to a particular situation. It's kind of like, you have a situation where, you really want to change something in your life. And the thing is, rather than lie to yourself, just be truthful. Wow, I really fucking hate elevators. Now, I wonder if I can change that. So can we work in conjunction with our subconscious mind to say, okay, that was when I was 3 years old. I'm not going to completely go off kilter and go apeshit crazy without thinking about this. I'm going to have my logical mind and my subconscious mind have a discussion. I'm going to do what's called content reframe. We're going to reframe the elevator situation. There is not some weird, ugly guy here. It is not in the middle of a giant storm. So and the elevator was inspected. Let's see, you look at the little thing hanging on the wall. It says, oh, it was inspected a week ago. So the likelihood of getting stuck is minimal. The possibility that I will get up to the floor that I'm getting to, a lot faster than the stairs is highly probable. And the fact that I'll feel better when I get there is absolutely certain. And so you make a decision to step on. The conscious mind, subconscious mind work together. You have a successful trip. And guess what? Your subconscious mind can reframe the content of elevators, and you never have to be afraid again. It's quite an amazing thing. When it comes to claiming your power, a lot of times what will happen is your subconscious mind will reference maybe an embarrassing situation that happened in school where you said something and the teacher said, are you out of your fucking mind? There's no possible way that could be true. Or somebody tricked you or tripped you or, did something humiliating that basically makes you feel insecure. And so rather than claim your power, it's easier to, stay in the back of the room, so to speak. Be a wallflower rather than boldly speak your mind, because what it triggers is all the memories of people that said, dude, you're really fucking stupid. And why would you want to go through that again, right? Makes sense. However, it doesn't get you where you want to go. If you want to be a leader, if you want to be a dynamic contributor to society, you can't do that being a wallflower. So what we want to work with is looking at the current situation, having the courage to step forward, to activate the conscious mind, and speak your truth. And then the most important thing is allow yourself to be what's called self-validating. In other words, the only person's opinion that is important is yours. How's that? So basically, you just simply check what you're going to say, make sure it's truthful for you, state it boldly with confidence, and guess what? You get to reframe that situation. You get to reframe your mind, content reframe. You reframe the content of your subconscious mind so that it begins to access success when you speak up rather than failure. It picks up empowerment rather than embarrassment. And before you know it, you do this enough times, pretty soon your first response is acting confidently and acting out of pure intuition or pure spirit-guided, confidence, as opposed to, like in the beginning, okay, what's my content? What's my response? How am I going to do this? Breathe, watch your posture, sit up straight or stand up straight, whatever it is, whatever your situation is, speak directly into the microphone. And then what happens is you do that a couple of times. All of a sudden you start to reference it and you begin to overcome the phobia for example, of speaking your mind. You claim your power in stating your truth. And then when someone disagrees with you, it's like, so what? Okay, you have an opinion, I have an opinion. Cool, let's go have a beer. So part of claiming your power is understanding how the mind works and realizing that when you have reactions, I hear it all the time. Clients come to me and they're like, dude, I can't believe it. Like when this girl walks in the room, I start sweating, I get nervous, I can't look her in the eye, and I'd really like to go out with her. Well, geez, tell me about your dating life. Well, when I was 16, I was driving this girl to a dance and I had too much to drink and I peed my pants and it was so embarrassing and blah, 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 blah. And you go, dude, you're reliving that over and over and over again. We do a little content reframe. We get the guy out there again. And guess what? How long has it been since you've peed your pants on a date? Well, I've never done it since then. Okay, then why do you keep referencing it? We got to turn off the loop. We've got to reframe, create new information for our subconscious mind to draw from. And then we claim our power. We do our thing. We ask the girl out, and then you deal with things as they come. And the constant reminder that this is now, that was then. It's really, really important to bring yourself into the present moment. There's all kinds of meditation techniques and mindfulness. And I know some people give mindfulness a bad name, so they give them a bunch of shit like, if your mind's full, you can't learn anything. So we don't want to be mindful. That's not what it means. It means attentive. It means that you're aware. And so the thing that we can do by reframing the content of our reference points is we can change our lives. We can begin to claim our power. One really powerful way to shift some of this to reframe, some of it is conscious decisions that we make. Another thing that I've found that works really powerfully to shift the old patterns is music. And particularly drumming and rhythm. There are these great soundtracks called Shift-Its that you can find on healingdrummer.com in the products section, and or the services, I think it is. But anyway, go there and check it out. These things are amazing because what they do is they take in through frequency, harmonics, and rhythm. They give your brain a new pattern. So you literally reframe, reconfigure the way that your brain operates so that you can make different decisions, set up new patterns, eradicate old habits that are not helpful, and create new ones. The thing to remember, and this is why the music is so important, you can't just stop doing something. You have to fill that space with something. You have to replace a habit with a habit. So if you have a habit of listening to inspiring music that is shifting your brain waves and your thinking patterns and your reference points to help you claim your power, guess what? The decisions that you make without practicing automatically become easier than ever before. And you get to step forward into a place of claiming your power, owning your point of view with confidence and assuredness. So remember, your subconscious will always win. When you have a reaction that's not helpful, go back and find out where it came from. Get a shifted soundtrack and start shifting your energy towards the desired outcome that you have for your life. Begin to visualize through imagery and through feelings. What are your core desired feelings? And you will begin to reprogram the way that your subconscious mind dances with your conscious mind, and you will begin to move forward. That's it for today. Thank you for listening to my podcast. There will be more. Next week, we're going to go deeper and deeper into claiming your power, and I'll keep you informed of when my book will be out. Release your shit and claim your power. That's it. Have a great day.
Oh yeah, we're looking up.